Holy smokes, Nvidia just made an announcement that changes everything for all AI companies, including AMD, Micron, and SanDisk, and many other companies. So this announcement was really significant as it really alters how the business will perform in the next 2 to 3 years, or at least in the next 2 to 3 years, because that can affect up to the next 10 years. So this is really critical for your investment. So make sure you watch the video till the end because this will change everything. So welcome everybody to the Geeky Investor, where stocks talk and we translate. This is Dr. Uwais, and I've been invested in the stock market for the past 9 years. So let's get right into this. So as you can see right here, Agentic AI, as we all know, is an autonomous system whereby large language models are embedded into a software that kind of changes everything. It really helps with the reasoning, plan, and use of digital tools to accomplish many different tasks. So the idea behind all of this is, traditionally what we do is we do like search on a like a web browser, then you do your coding and then analyzing data. But now with the Agentic AI, all of that is kind of skipped and it is all going through the AI agents. And so those AI agents will really change all of the business outflow or the business flow that happens within the different companies. So the next phase will not only depend on GPUs, but as we know, it's not going to be only GPUs. It's going to be memory cards as well. It's going to be CPUs. It's going to be all those different components that also includes storage. So as you can see right here, because of all that high demand coming into CPUs, GPUs, memory cards, and storage, this means that different companies will reap a lot of benefit. And that includes companies like Nvidia, AMD, Micron, SanDisk, Intel stock, and all those different companies out there. So if you're a shareholder and you've done already a very good profits out there, congratulations to all of you. But the question really comes, will this trend continue? And will those businesses profit from what is expected to happen within the next 2 to 3 years? So really what Jensen Huang has been saying has already kind of confirmed what Lisa Su has been saying, is that the demand for the CPUs is exponentially rising. And because really what he said is that they are building the Vera Rubin CPUs, or sorry, the Vera CPUs. So kind of those Vera CPUs, which are only needed for the AI infrastructure and for the AI workloads, then that means the kind of demand on the CPUs is really high, kind of confirming what Lisa Su from AMD has been telling us. So as we can see right here, Jensen Huang has specifically said that customers do not really want to buy computers anymore. What they want to do is they want to buy AI factories. And then he gave an example of smartphones. So we know like a smartphone, what it used to be a phone. So you don't really use your phone anymore for kind of like doing a phone call, right? It is not the major component of using a phone anymore. So what we do now, it has become so smart that we do all of those different loads, all of those different workloads within our phones. And that same thing is going to happen to computers and PCs. So this personal computer is no longer going to be just a regular computer. It's going to really be the thing that helps build AI factories because of those AI agents. And now, because of those AI agents, really those hyperscaler companies are gonna expand so much within the next 2 to 3 years, or at least within the next 2 years, to kind of be able to develop those AI factories that Jensen Huang has been talking about. So the idea is, if you need to build those AI factories, you need to put in a lot of money as a hyperscaler into GPUs, CPUs, memory cards, storage as well. So all of those things are going to have a lot of demand into the next 2 years. And that is why those stocks have been going up. And the demand is still expected to continue for those stocks according to Jensen Huang. And that is why they have already been kind of accelerating their timeline, and that is why Nvidia has already started really producing a full production, the Vera Rubin system, which combines not only GPUs as it traditionally used to be, but now it is GPUs, CPUs, networking, and memory, all in a unified AI system. So you just have now one AI system, which is outlined right here, the one that really Jensen Huang has showed us right here. So this one includes GPUs, CPUs, memory cards, storage, all in just one product, which is the Vera Rubin product. And this Vera Rubin product is specifically planned for the enterprise, for the AI enterprise solutions, which is the one that is going to drive the most revenues and profits in the next 2 to 3 years. And then on top of all of that, Jensen Huang has shocked us with an announcement on the Vera CPUs, which is now they are building kind of two CPUs that are not not used in traditional consumer PCs, but only in AI workloads. So this really confirms what Lisa Su has been telling us, that the demand for the CPUs is so high that others, including Nvidia, are building their own. Now, this does not mean that the market share for AMD will kind of be eroded, but the idea is that you have a lot of demand, that you need multiple competitors and multiple suppliers. So because let's say you're a hyperscaler, you're Amazon, you're Meta, you're Google, all those different companies require multiple suppliers so that they have better buying opportunity, better buying power, and then they have more suppliers so they are less dependent on one company by itself. So this is the main reason that multiple competitors are coming into this market right here, which is really healthy. But you don't want for this to continue into excess amounts and have excess amounts of supply that will lead to an imbalance between supply and demand, which is essential, especially in the memory business. So, for example, Micron, those shareholders for Micron stock, guys, just be aware if really different competitors start getting into the memory business, this would be really troublesome for Micron overall, because the prices will go down and hence the profits and therefore the share price. But for now, things are holding very steadily for Micron because the high demand on those memory cards is not going away, and kind of like there's no new competitors entering into the memory market right now. And then on top of all of that, Huang has also confirmed that the future Vera Rubin will utilize two CPUs, as I was telling you, which are only for AI infrastructure workloads. So just to see right here, guys, as we know, AMD has been tearing the market over the past couple of months. So year to date, so just the past 6 months, as you can see, up 140%. The same goes for Micron, up 80% in just 1 month, and now in the past 6 months, up 230%. So the answer, will this continue? Well, of course, the demand on the CPUs, GPUs, and memory cards and storage will continue over the next 2 years, as per Jensen Huang, and as per this kind of keynote that we were really witnessing a couple of days ago. So despite all of that, you have to also understand the valuation of those different stocks. So for example, you need to understand the valuation and the different multiples and the expected profits for those different companies. And that is why in a prior video I explained what is the price target, my price target for Micron and AMD, and then depending on that price target, you can make your decision if you want to buy the stock, kind of like load even more, or if you're already holding the stock, should you sell the stock or should you just keep holding the stock? So these things really help you in making your decision. Now, on top of all of that, you need to look into the competitive advantage and this and for your company to have a strong moat. So for example, for Nvidia, what we know is that they initially started with GPUs. Now they have kind of like the whole AI system, including CPUs, memory, and all that AI ecosystem kind of combined into one platform, which is really called the Nvidia's Vera Rubin platform. So although really large customers are kind of heavily dependent on Nvidia, the principle is that those large customers need different suppliers, as I was telling you just a moment ago, and that is why there is still room for other competitors, including AMD and including Micron and those other companies. So what you really have to make is, what is your expected valuation for those companies to be able to make a sense on should you buy those stocks or should you sell them. Now, on top of all of that, Nvidia, just imagine how things kind of were evolving over the past 5 to 10 years. Nvidia overall started with GPUs, and AMD were kind of starting with the CPUs, and now they are more kind of merging together, not really merging, but each of those is expanding into the other, making some convergence between the two, which does not mean that one or the other will take the market share, but it is the overall market share growing so fast that it can kind of take multiple suppliers and multiple competitors. So we know that AMD right now has already started selling those MI 350 products and is almost going to start the MI 450 in the second half of 2026, which is expected in a month from now. So we have a meeting that is coming up with AMD Lisa Su in just a couple of weeks, which is and then there we expect Lisa Su to talk about the progress that is going on with the MI 450. And because MI 450 is the product that is really going to be the game changer for AMD, because it changes everything for AMD, as it goes from just selling kind of GPUs by themselves to kind of selling the whole rack scale solution that includes GPUs, CPUs, and the whole AI software system. And this is something that has been really driving a lot of growth for Nvidia over the past couple of years when it comes to the revenue and the profits. And now all of those kind of expenditures coming into the data center and the AI infrastructure that is expected to fuel the growth of those different companies, including AMD, Nvidia, Intel, Micron, and all those different companies. So really, the kind of bottom line of this video right here is to tell you that Vera Rubin is a game changer for Nvidia, and it really changes a lot of things for Nvidia. But despite all of that, it does not mean that AMD's market share will be eroded, but rather the overall market is growing so fast that it can take different suppliers. So that's one. The second thing is Jensen Huang has also reiterated what Lisa Su has been saying about the CPU, the large CPU demand that is coming up in the next 2 to 3 years and even up to 5 years, whereby this compounded annual growth rate that was expected to be 16% is now sitting at around 36%. So a lot of demand coming into GPUs, CPUs, memory cards, and that is why different shareholders, shareholders of different companies, including AMD, Micron, Intel, are really reaping a lot of benefit. And let me know if you guys really want a reveal on the portfolio or if you guys want us to build a public portfolio together, and I will see you in the next